Hello, my name is Caroline Leonard, and today we're going to be going over a how-to presentation, and it's going to be a presentation on how to do a simple makeup tutorial. Okay, so we're going to start off with a list of objectives. That's going to be our introduction, and it's basically just going to be a list of all the products that we're going to be using today. Okay, so starting off with primer. So it is the most important step. It's going to be the base of your makeup, and it makes sure to start out with a clean, dry face. So when you start off doing your makeup, so then that just kind of ensures a clean slate, as they say. So it helps to smooth out your pores. It also keeps your pores from becoming clogged. It keeps your makeup from moving / wearing off. That's why it's one of the most important steps of your routine. And using a green color correcting primer can help cancel out redness. So if you have like a lot of acne or just any kind of redness, using a green color correcting primer can cancel out redness. So that when you put on your foundation, it kind of just becomes all of the same shade and kind of the green cancels out the redness. Okay, so eyebrows. Let's see. So this is a spoolie, and it's used to brush out your eyebrows. So using a spoolie, you can use it to brush out all the hairs, and it kind of just ensures that they're going all in the same direction and that they're not, tangled or anything. And then after that, you can go in with a color matched brow pencil. So you just kind of run it through the hairs, kind of filling them in. It kind of adds definition, stuff like that. And then after you go in with your color matched pencil, you go back in with the spoolie and you kind of brush them in the same direction. And that just kind of ensures that, kind of sets them back in place. After you've ran the pencil over them and kind of tangled them again, you can just kind of brush them back out and they kind of go back in the same direction. Okay? Moving on to foundation. So it is important to match the shade to your neck so that everything just matches and kind of ensures that you're not you don't have a shade that's too light or too dark. So using a makeup sponge ensures easily application and coverage. So one like this, it's typically called a beauty blender or makeup sponge. So make sure to wet your makeup sponge. Doing this will ensure that all of your product is not absorbed into the sponge and you can actually apply it to your face. And also it's kind of ensures that you get full coverage. Some people do use a brush, but I do prefer to use the sponge because it's just a lot easier to use and it's a lot faster if you're in a hurry in the morning. Concealer. So next up, you're also going to be using some people do use a different sponge. I just use the same one. It's a lot easier. So for concealer, you're going to be using a shade that's a bit brighter than your foundation, because you're going to be applying this to the areas that you're going to want to lighten. So that's going to be like your nose, under your eyes, on your chin. And also you're going to want to re-wet this just so, again, it doesn't absorb all the product that you put on it. Or sometimes people put it on the back of their hand, and you could just kind of tap it on your hand and then apply it to your face. Okay, moving on to powder. Okay, so you're going to be using a brush to apply this one. And powder is used to set your makeup. So a lot like when we talked about primer is going to be like, that's the base, right? But talking about powder, that's going to kind of be your finish line, so to speak. So it kind of sets everything into place, and it ensures that your makeup, again, will not move or rub off throughout the day. So let's see. Use a brush to gently tap it into your face, all over your face, or just wherever you want your makeup not to come off. I prefer to use loose setting powder because it just is a lot easier to use. Moving on to contour. So contour helps to add definition and dimension to your face. So when we were talking about concealer, that is the part that you're going to use to brighten certain areas, and contour is going to be the product that you're going to use to kind of add definition. So that's going to be the opposite of of concealer. So that's going to be where you're going to want to like add shadows, like definition. So you kind of add that to right under your cheekbones. I like to add it to the bridge of my nose to kind of slim it down a little bit. Like I say, you just apply it with a brush to those specific areas. Okay. And like I said, when applied to the sides of the nose, it makes your nose appear slimmer. Blush, it also helps in brightening your face, like I was talking about with the concealer. So most commonly pinks and reds are used, and again, it's just applied with a brush. And I like to apply it to my cheekbones, probably right above my contour, to kind of add a little warmth and a little color to my face. Sometimes I add it to my nose a little bit. Okay, so like I said, typically pinks and reds are used. Apply with a brush to specified areas. Okay, so moving on to mascara. So this product draws attention to the eyes. It can be used to make your eyes look bigger. Sometimes it's used to make them look smaller. So it lengthens your lashes, making them appear larger. And typically blacks and browns are used, but there are color options available. I actually like to use red. I think this one's called burgundy. And so when talking about the different color options, so they have like a blue one, it kind of makes blue eyes pop. They have a green one. A lot of times, so this one is burgundy and it kind of makes green eyes pop, and that's kind of the reason why I use it. And also when you're applying mascara, you can use a lash curler to kind of help lift them up before you apply your mascara. And the last step that we're going to talk about is lips. Okay, so there are actually a lot of options for this one. Most commonly, I just like to use like lip balm, because it just kind of moisturizes my lips and it kind of makes them look like glossy. So for this tutorial though, first apply some lip balm as a base to help moisturize the lips. Next, apply a layer of lip gloss, or like I said, there are other options. So maybe you could use like lip stain, lipstick. There's even a type of gloss that kind of plumps your lips. It's just called lip plumping gloss. Okay, so we're going to finish off with a summary of kind of everything that we talked about today. It's going to be an overview, a brief overview. Okay, so primer, it's the base of your makeup, kind of makes sure everything kind of stays in place and nothing rubs off throughout the day. Eyebrows, you just kind of fill them in with a color match pencil to add definition. Foundation, we talked about how you use a wet beauty blender so that you wet it because you don't want all your product to be absorbed in there. To apply all over the face. Concealer, add to the areas that you want to brighten. And then with powder, you apply all over the face to keep makeup from moving / rubbing off throughout the day. That's also a very important step when doing your makeup. Contour, so add to the areas of the face where you want to show definition. Blush, it adds color and warmth to the face, and like I said, we kind of apply that to the cheekbones right above where you apply your contour. And then mascara, so it draws attention to the eyes, and we said that you can, typically blacks and browns are used, but you can use color options. And then lastly, we talked about the step of how you do your lips. And there are many options like we talked about. And these options can help draw attention to the lips. So lip gloss, lip stain, lipstick, or just chapstick. All right, and I think that's everything. Thank you.